Hey Jerry, welcome to the 2019 OEC golf event. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing. We'll put you back in your dress position and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while I got you back here in your setup, let's first of all just take a look at your posture, which looks great. Spine is nice and straight and on a tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Your arms hang down nice and naturally in front of you, and the club works out to the ball, so achieving really good posture. Also in association, really good balance. Next thing we'll observe has to do with your alignment. We can see that your feet are aiming in this direction. If we carry that out towards the target, we can see that you're definitely set up considerably out to the left here. So obviously we're going to have to create some form of a compensation in the golf swing that's going to allow that golf ball to take off maybe in that direction, and then hopefully impart some left to right spin and be able to fade and or slice the ball. Now you may set up with this alignment because you are accustomed to watching the golf ball move from left to right, and you're going to understand very shortly here why that happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear this stuff off the screen. We'll go ahead and do actually a split screen comparison here between you and Jordan Spieth. We'll slide them over just a hair. We've got the same color coded lines up on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane, and we can see here as we initiate the takeaway. Actually, before we take a look at the golf swing itself, just notice the alignment. So you can see Jordan Spieth's feet, knees, hips, arms running in a completely different direction. So what we've got here is we've got his feet basically running parallel to his target line. Now, parallel lines on camera would have an appearance of converging, so basically that's where he's set up right there. Okay. Whereas again, we can see that your feet, as we already mentioned, were way to the left. Parallel lines on camera have the appearance of converging, and that's why you're set up way out to the left. So let's get this stuff off the screen. As we initiate our takeaway, we want to draw the golf club back by creating good shoulder rotation, drawing the arms and hands back as well as the golf club. And in doing so, we want to see the club come back directly on plane along this red line. From here, we're going to create some good wrist hinge into play, working the club head from red to yellow. And when we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we want to have that left arm situated somewhere in that blue-yellow V zone with the golf club. Now, people who have slightly more steep swings will have the left arm on the blue line. Shallower swings, the left arm will be on yellow. But that's sort of the zone area we're allowed to be situated in. With you, as we initiate your takeaway, because we're set up open, very likely we're going to see this club move to the outside of the swing plane. And we can see here for sure the golf club just moving ever so softly out to the right, and that's again due to the fact that you're set up quite open. So you've got good shoulder rotation, you've got great arm extension. The reality is that your golf club is coming back on proper plane relative to your alignment. So if I rotated the camera around to the right a little, looking down the left, your backswing will look perfect at this point in time. But these color-coded lines are set up a little bit more in respect to hitting the center of the fairway. So from this point here, you get good wrist hinge into play, continued shoulder rotation, everything looks really good. And as we work this golf club right to the top of the backswing, we can see that we have good full shoulder rotation, nice stable right side. You're creating this rotational movement, maintaining the axis or your posture. Looks awesome. Your arms do stay a little bit congested to your core. It just means your right tricep is very close to your rib cage. Now, early on in your backswing, you had great extension, and then right here, you must vacuum your right arm in towards your core. You want to learn how to keep that right arm away from you. The other thing we see is that you are perhaps laying the club off a little. Just means that the club shaft is sort of pointed out in this direction a little too much. Now, again, if we rotated the camera around to the right over here in this direction and looked at your golf swing from this vantage point, that club would not be as laid off because we've been looking at it from a completely different angle. So your backswing overall looks really good. respective of where you're aimed, but it's not really quite in position based on hitting the ball at the center of the fairway. And we can see a very different shaft position at the top between you and Jordan Spieth. Now, as we create our transition back into the ball, simply want to move our weight from our right side to our left, fire our knees and our hips to the target, unwind the core and fire the hands. And doing so, we got to bring the golf club from blue back down on top of red, where the club originated from. And that's exactly what we see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club is returning right back to being on plane. The other thing we want to observe at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead forearm and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. Simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind his hands coming into the hitting zone, and this is what's going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing, let alone getting the club to return back to plane as we already pointed out, which is ultimately what's going to allow us to also hit the ball straight. Now, with you as you create your transition into the golf shot, good athletic move driving from right to left. Fire in the hands. Everything looks really, really good here. Again, the club is very laid off. And as we get you into pre-impact, let's get this swing down a little bit further. So we can take a look at this position here, and what we can see is the relationship between the lead forearm and the club. You have your backwards check mark, so that's awesome. The only issue is the club is not returning back to plane. So the club is going to be coming to the ball a little bit more steep, and therefore from the outside. So we can see here with your club shaft is coming into the ball about 50 degrees, whereas Jordan Spieth is coming into the ball at about 31 degrees or so. Okay, so his club shaft is a lot more laid off coming into the hitting zone. Now, as we continue to track Spieth's club coming into the ball, we're simply going to see that the club just comes into the golf ball directly from this red line, so directly from on plane. And again, this is ultimately what allows us to hit a straight golf shot based on where we're aimed, and then lastly, assuming that the club face squares up via having a good grip. So those are three things we need in order to be consistent and hit a ball straight. We have to aim well, got to bring the club down on plane, and then we have to square the face up, having a good grip. With you, your club's going to fall out in front, so if we go to the next frame, there we are. We can see the club never returns back to the red line. So if we just sort of connect the dots here, if we had a little bit of a higher speed camera like they do on TV, we can see the descending plane of your club. So it is not tracking into the ball from the red line, therefore it's not tracking in the ball from on plane, it's tracking the ball from the outside. In this scenario here, we can take a look at the pass of the club. We can see with Spieth, the club is inside the ball, it then expands out to make contact, and then moves through on a nice natural subtle arc. So again, he's going to hit the ball straight in accordance to his alignment. Your club is well outside the ball, dropping down and across to make contact, and we can see the path at which that club is traveling on. So very simply put, if we square the face up to that swing path, with the club having attacked from here and the ball having been here, very simply put, the golf ball is going to head in that direction, which is the exact direction where you're aimed. And then hopefully at this point in time, the club face remains open, and obviously we have the ability to sort of power fade or slice the ball back towards the intended target. The issues that arise here is when we swing this aggressively from out to in, if we happen to square the club face up, then this golf ball is going to stay left on you, or it might even become a pull draw or pull hook. And if the club face remains open, then the ball has the ability to sort of slice even a little bit more to the right. So the end result of your golf shot is dictated based on the timing of the club face. How much does the club face release versus how much does it stay open along that red path? If it over releases, it's going to follow yellow. Under releases, it's going to follow green. And if we time it properly, it'll follow some direction of the blue that will hopefully find the intended target. Rest of your impact position looks good. Your right heel's off the ground. As you carry yourself through, you get yourself through a really good, strong finish. We see the exact same characteristics with Spieth on the left side of the screen. So your finishing position looks really, really good. Overall, you got some really good athletic qualities with respect to your golf swing for sure. Your hands work great to come back, fire through. You have good body turn, rotational movement, footwork looks awesome. It's just, if you want to be consistent, 3 things we need. Again, we have to aim well, bring the club down on plane, and square the face up. Unfortunately, your alignment is considerably to the left, and then you are coming into the ball from over the top, from out to in. At that point in time, you do have to compensate and leave the club face open to find your intended target. So it does require some timing on your part, based on how much you actually have to leave that club face open to be able to power fade that ball back online. And this certainly is not the hole for this kind of geometry and that type of shot pattern with that big tree on the left there. Okay? Anyways, hope you had a great day. If at any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects, certainly feel free to contact me. Contact information is right on the screen here and at the end of the video. I'm also over at Glen Abbey where the event was held. I'd be happy to help you out with your golf game for sure, especially with your alignment and your downswing playing. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments and you're looking for a unique gift to give to the guests, certainly feel free to touch base with me and we can discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video, and hope you enjoy the rest of your summer.